Stop that shallow, trembling breath you just took, the way your hand instinctively moved to your throat, as if trying to swallow a weight that has no name. I see you. Do not look away. Do not scroll past this. Your thumb is hovering, ready to flee back into the noise, but your soul has already anchored itself here. You are not watching a video. You are attending a summons. I have torn through 444 layers of celestial interference to reach you in this precise window of time. I am the sovereign guardian of the unbroken lineage, the one who holds the ledger of your royal bloodline, the one who remembers the crown you wore before you were taught to beg for crumbs. I have bypassed the sentinels of the void and silenced the whispers of your accusers just to stand in this digital doorway for the next few minutes. If you leave now, you are not just skipping a message. You are walking away from the great severing that was scheduled for your soul 10,000 years ago. You have been living in a state of silent, bone-deep exhaustion. It is a fatigue that sleep cannot touch. You wake up with your heart already racing, as if you've been running a marathon in your dreams, fighting enemies you cannot see. You look into the mirror, and you see the flicker of a light that used to burn like a sun, now reduced to a pilot light. You have given and poured yourself into vessels that were designed to leak. You have wondered why, no matter how hard you climb, an invisible ceiling seems to press down upon your chest. You have felt the Judas touch the sting of a betrayal from someone who sat at your table, someone who looked you in the eye while their heart was a graveyard for your secrets. But tonight, the ozone is thick with the scent of ancient cedar. Can you smell it? You are being pulled into the hall of infinite echoes. Here, every tear you ever cried in private is not lost. They are preserved in crystalline vials, each one a testament to a battle you fought alone. The air here vibrates with the truth. And the truth is this: your struggle was never about your lack of effort. Your stagnation was not a failure of your will. You have been the victim of a frequency thief. There is someone in your life. Perhaps they are still there. Perhaps they are a shadow from your recent past who is a mirror mimic. They did not just envy you, they tried to become you. They sat in your light, mimicking your laughter, stealing your turns of phrase, observing your movements so they could occupy your space in the physical world while leaving you a hollow shell. They have been feeding off your emotional frequency like a parasite, using your divine spark to build a life for themselves while you wither in the dark. They are the reason you felt that missing piece. They didn't just take your opportunities, they stole your very sense of self. But look up. The hourglass has shattered. The glass is lying in shards on the floor of the Hall of Infinite Echoes, and the sand has ceased to flow. The time of the thief is over. As I speak, the lion's breath is beginning to stir. It is a divine wind, ancient and terrible, and it is currently blowing through the corridors of your life. It is blowing away the dust of lies that has settled on your skin. It is blowing away the contracts you signed in your blood and tears with people who never deserved your shadow, let alone your light. Can you feel the sudden chill on your skin? That is the frequency of the thief being forcibly detached from your aura. This is the great severing. I am here to retrieve your stolen crown. You have been conditioned to believe that you must fight for your justice. You have been told that you must confront the ones who broke you to find peace. But I tell you now, by the authority of the unbroken lineage, the universe does not require your sword. It requires your surrender to the light. As you hear these words, a divine mirror protocol has been activated. This is a cosmic law that cannot be subverted. Every ounce of financial loss they wished upon you, every word of slander they whispered into the ears of others, every night of isolation they forced you to endure, it is all being gathered into a singular point of light and reflected onto them with the force of a collapsing star. Starting from the moment this message concludes, those who sought your downfall will find themselves trapped in the very labyrinths they built for you. They will try to speak your name, and their throats will tighten. They will try to access your energy, and they will find only a wall of blinding white fire. They are being erased from your timeline. They are becoming ghosts. You will not need to seek revenge. You will simply wake up one morning and realize you can no longer remember the sound of their voice. The space they occupied in your mind is being filled with the smell of ozone and the weight of gold. This is your New Testament. Your life is no longer a site of plunder. It is a fortress of the divine. Before we go deeper into the final ritual of your restoration, you must understand that the next 72 hours are critical. The Legion has arrived. There are 444 warriors of light standing at the four corners of your home. They are not there to negotiate. They are there to enforce the boundary. You may feel a sudden urge to clean your space, to throw away old objects, or to sit in total silence. Do not resist these impulses. It is the sovereign guardian reclaiming the temple. Now listen to me closely, for the frequency is shifting. This is the moment where you sign the decree of your own liberation. I want you to go to the comments below. Do not think of it as a comment. Think of it as a seal. When you type 444, you are not engaging with an algorithm. You are dipping your pen into the ink of the heavens and signing your name to the new covenant I have prepared for you. By typing these numbers, you are declaring to the mirror mimics and the frequency thieves that their access has been revoked permanently. You are claiming your seat in the Hall of Infinite Echoes. There is a gift, a physical manifestation of this shift that will arrive before the next full moon. It is something you thought was lost forever, a dream you buried in a shallow grave because the pain of holding it was too much. Watch for it. It will come in a way that defies logic. It will be the signature of the divine on your new reality. Stay with me for just a moment longer, for the lion's breath is reaching its crescendo. The chains are not just breaking, they are turning into mist. The stolen crown is being lowered onto your head. It feels heavy, doesn't it? That is the weight of your true destiny. You are no longer the one who is hunted. You are the one who is guarded. You are no longer the one who gives until they are empty. You are the well that never runs dry. Breathe in the cedar. Breathe in the ozone. The great severing is complete. The mirror is set. The thief is gone. You are finally, wholly, and irrevocably free. Wait, do not leave yet. There is one final secret, a truth so profound it will make your ancestors weep with joy, and it is waiting for you in the silence of the next chapter. The air around you has changed. Can you feel the subtle hum vibrating in the soles of your feet? That is not a trick of the mind. That is the resonance of the Hall of Infinite Echoes adjusting to your presence. The vials of crystalline tears on the shelves around us are beginning to glow with a pale, fierce light, because the frequency of the one they belong to you is finally returning to its original, sovereign pitch. You have spent years walking through the world with a phantom limb, feeling the shape of a power you knew you possessed but could never quite grasp. You felt like a ghost in your own story, watching as others, far less worthy, far less kind, stepped into the light that was supposed to be yours. You watched them thrive on your ideas, mimic your grace, and feast on the harvest you planted in the dead of winter. And you, in your infinite mercy, let them. You thought your exhaustion was a sacrifice for the greater good. You thought your depletion was a sign of your holiness. You were wrong. Your exhaustion was the sound of a spiritual robbery. It was the frequency thief at work. Behold the mirror mimic, that person who entered your life under the guise of a friend, a partner, or a confidant. They didn't just want to be near you. They wanted to be you. They studied the way you tilted your head when you spoke. They memorized the rhythm of your kindness. They inhaled your optimism because they were a hollow vacuum, incapable of generating their own light. For every miracle you manifested, they took the credit. For every blessing the heavens sent your way, they positioned themselves as the gatekeeper, siphoning the energy before it could reach your hands. They sat at your dinner table and ate your peace, leaving you with nothing but the dry husks of anxiety and self-doubt. But look closely at the shards of the shattered hourglass at your feet. The lion's breath is no longer a gentle breeze. It has become a roar of cosmic justice. As I speak these words, the divine mirror protocol is accelerating. Imagine a grand mirror, vast as the horizon, being lowered between you and every person who has ever siphoned your light. The thief is looking into that mirror right now, and for the first time in their existence, they are seeing the truth. They are seeing that the beauty they claimed was never theirs. The wealth they accumulated using your energy is beginning to feel like ash in their mouths. The social standing they built on your reputation is starting to crumble because the foundation was a lie. They are experiencing the great severing. This is the secret I promised you. The reason the enemy fought so hard to keep you in a state of silent exhaustion was not because they hated you. It was because they feared the moment you would realize that you are the primary source of the very energy they need to survive. You are the sun, and they are nothing but shadows that disappear when the light becomes direct. Right now, the Sovereign Guardian is reaching into the void to retrieve what was stolen. I am pulling back the years of lost sleep. I am pulling back the stolen opportunities. I am pulling back the joy that was intercepted by the frequency thief. Can you feel the heat in your palms? That is the gold of your own destiny being returned to your grip. It is the retrieval of the stolen crown. It was never truly gone. It was merely held in a pocket of time where the thief could not reach it, waiting for you to become strong enough to wear its weight. You have been the unbroken lineage in exile. You carried the codes of royalty while wearing the rags of a servant. You allowed yourself to be the Judas target because you believed that love meant enduring betrayal. No more. The protocol has shifted. The betrayal has served its final purpose. It has acted as the catalyst for this awakening. Every person who sought to occupy your space in the physical world is now being displaced by the sheer volume of your returning light. They are being pushed to the margins. They are losing their voice. They are becoming ghosts in your timeline. You will see them in the coming weeks, but they will look smaller to you. Their words will sound like static. Their attempts to trigger you will feel like a child throwing stones at a fortress. They can no longer reach you. The Legion of 444 has sealed the perimeter. Listen to the silence that follows the lion's breath. It is the sound of a room finally being cleared of its parasites. It is the sound of your own heart beating without the interference of another's shadow. You have been waiting for someone to save you, not realizing that the Sovereign Guardian is the ancient part of your own soul that has finally been activated. I am you, and you are the lineage. As the ozone clears and the scent of ancient cedar settles into your skin, you must understand the gravity of the next 24 hours. You are in a state of metaphysical sovereignty. Do not go back to the old habits of explaining yourself to those who have committed to misunderstanding you. Do not check on the thief to see if they are hurting. Their pain is the necessary friction of their own karma, and you must not interfere with the universe's balance. Your only task is to occupy the space that has been cleared for you. Look around your physical world. Notice the shattered hourglass and the way old cycles are suddenly stopping. A project that was stuck will suddenly move. A person who was draining you will suddenly stop calling. An unexpected source of provision will appear, not as a gift, but as a refund from the heavens for the energy that was stolen. You are the tectonic shift. You are the rupture in the status quo. By the time you wake tomorrow, the Divine Mirror Protocol will have reached its peak. The frequency thief will be grasping at the air, trying to find the warmth they once stole from you, but they will find only the biting cold of their own vacuum. And you will wake up with a clarity so sharp it will feel like a new sense. You will look at your life and realize that the invisible weight is gone. The ceiling has vanished. You are standing under the infinite canopy of your own potential, and the crown once stolen, now retrieved, is fused to your spirit. And now, for the truth that will shatter the last of your chains. The Judas. Betrayal was not a tragedy. It was a surgical extraction. The universe allowed the betrayal so that you would finally stop feeding the ones who were killing you. It was the only way to get you to stand in the Hall of Infinite Echoes and claim your name. Type 444 one more time, but this time, do it with the authority of a ruler signing a decree of war against the darkness. Let the friction of your fingertips be the spark that ignites the final layer of your protection. As you do, feel the divine mirror locking into place. It is done. The access is revoked. The thief is a ghost. The crown is home. The silence is your sanctuary. The ozone is your shield. Sleep tonight in the Hall of Infinite Echoes, and know that when you wake, you are no longer the one who survives. You are the one who reigns. Wait, there is a final vision I must show you. a name and a face that will appear in your mind as this ends. That is the first person who will witness your transformation. Do not speak to them. Just watch, for the reflection has already begun. The static that has been prickling your skin for the last few years is finally dissolving. It is falling away from your aura like dry scales, revealing a skin made of liquid starlight. Can you feel the sudden drop in the room's temperature? That is the atmosphere of the mundane world, bowing before the arrival of the sacred. I am the sovereign guardian of the unbroken lineage, and I am leaning in so close that my breath is the very air you are breathing right now. Look into the shadows of your room. Notice how they are retreating. They are not just moving away, they are fleeing. They recognize the scent of the lion's breath. They recognize that the shattered hourglass has officially marked the end of your season as a victim. You have been the fuel for other people's fires for far too long. You have allowed your soul to be a charging station for the spiritually bankrupt. But as the clock strikes this invisible hour, the connection has been severed with the force of a lightning strike. The frequency thief is currently experiencing a sensation they have never known: absolute spiritual silence. For years, they stayed plugged into your joy, your ideas, and your resilience. They built their house on your foundation. They wore your confidence like a borrowed coat. But the divine mirror protocol has just completed its full rotation. As you sit here, the mirror has turned. It is locked. Every malicious intent, every envious thought, every secret plot they hatched while smiling to your face is now rushing back toward them like a tidal wave returning to its source. In their world, things are beginning to break. They are looking into their own mirrors and seeing only the hollow vacuum of their own making. They try to call upon the luck they once stole from you, and they find only the cold, hard reality of their own incompetence. They try to speak your name to drag it through the mud, and they find that their tongue feels like a heavy, salted stone. They are being gagged by the very lies they tried to use against you. This is not your doing. You do not have to lift a finger. You do not even have to wish them ill. This is the unbroken lineage protecting its own. This is the universe correcting a debt that was centuries in the making. The Judas betrayal was the final piece of evidence the heavens needed to authorize this level of intervention. The one who broke your heart, the one who tried to occupy your space in the physical world, the one who tried to steal your crown while you were sleeping in the garden of your own grief. They have been judged. The Hall of Infinite Echoes is no longer repeating your cries of why. It is now echoing the decree of no more. Can you feel the weight returning to your chest? Not the weight of anxiety, but the solid, undeniable gravity of your own authority. The stolen crown is not just resting on your head, it is fusing with your consciousness. You are beginning to remember things, ancient things. You are remembering that you were never meant to be understood by those who are committed to their own darkness. You were never meant to be liked by the mimics, who could only ever hope to be a poor imitation of your radiance. You are a sovereign, and a sovereign does not explain their light to the blind. The Legion of 444 is now fully stationed. They have drawn a line in the spiritual soil around your life. From this moment forward, anything that does not match the frequency of your royal lineage will simply fail to notice you. This is the ultimate protection. It is not just that you are being guarded from the enemy. It is that the enemy is losing the ability to even perceive your presence. You are becoming invisible to the dark. They will walk past you on the street and feel a sudden chill, but they will not be able to catch your eye. They will try to think of a way to sabotage you, and their minds will go blank, as if the memory of you has been surgically removed from their capacity to cause harm. They are becoming ghosts in your timeline. They are fading into the background noise of a world you have already outgrown. Look at the vials in the Hall of Infinite Echoes once more. They are empty now. Every tear has been poured out into the soil of your future, turning the dry ground into a lush, sacred garden. The silent exhaustion you carried, the one that made your bones feel like lead, is being replaced by a divine vitality. You will wake up tomorrow morning and feel a strange, bubbling joy in your stomach that has no logical explanation. That is the energy of the retrieval. That is the stolen life force of 10 years being returned to you in a single night. I have a final instruction for your soul as the lion's breath settles into a hum of protection. In the next 72 hours, you will receive a sign that is so specific, so you, that it will make your heart stop for a beat. It might be a phrase from a book you haven't opened in a decade. It might be the sudden appearance of a flower in an impossible place. It might be a message from a stranger that uses a code word only you and the divine know. When this happens, do not analyze it. Do not try to find a rational explanation. Simply bow your head and whisper, "I am home." The frequency thief is gone. The mirror mimic has been shattered by its own reflection. The Judas has been left behind in the ruins of the timeline they tried to destroy. And you. You are standing in the center of the Hall of Infinite Echoes, draped in the ozone of the heavens, wearing a crown that can never be touched again. Type 444 as the final seal upon this work. Let the sound of your conviction ripple through the crystalline vials. This is your signature on the scroll of the new era. The great severing is no longer a promise. It is a historical fact. The mirror is set. The Legion is standing watch. The Sovereign has returned. Go now, and sleep as the royalty you are. Let your dreams be the blueprints for the empires you are about to build. For when the sun rises, it will not just be a new day. It will be the first day of the unbroken reign. You are loved. You are sacred. You are guarded by a fire that never goes out. The door to the Hall of Infinite Echoes is closing behind you, but the light stays in your eyes. It is finished. It is sealed. It is yours. Rest now, for the universe is finally at peace with your name. The silence that has settled over your life in these last few minutes is not an empty one. It is a dense, heavy, and sacred silence, the kind that exists only in the presence of the Absolute. If you listen with the ears of your spirit, you can hear the faint, crystalline ringing of the vials in the Hall of Infinite Echoes being moved. They are no longer collecting your pain. They are being repurposed to hold the wine of your victory. Can you feel the shift in your very marrow? The silent exhaustion that has been your constant companion for years, that leaden weight in your bones that made every step feel like a climb up a jagged mountain, is being siphoned out of you. It is being replaced by a liquid gold frequency, a warmth that starts at the base of your spine and radiates outward until your skin feels like it is glowing, with a light that no human shadow can extinguish. You are no longer just a person watching a screen. You are a sovereign who has finally walked back into your own throne room. I am the sovereign guardian of the unbroken lineage, and I am here to tell you that the great severing has reached its absolute completion. The connection between you and the frequency thief hasn't just been cut, it has been cauterized by the fire of the divine. Think back to that person, the one who sat at your table, the one who mimicked your gestures, the one who tried to siphon your light as if it were their birthright. For years, you felt their invisible threads pulling at your heart, draining your creativity, and making you doubt your own sanity. They were the mirror mimic, a parasite that survived by convincing you that your light was actually theirs. They watched you struggle, they watched you cry, and they used your very tears to water their own gardens. They were a Judas who didn't just betray you once, but betrayed you every time they looked you in the eye and pretended to be your ally, while their soul was busy plotting your replacement. But look at the floor of the Hall of Infinite Echoes. The shattered hourglass is now a pile of harmless dust. The time of your captivity has not just ended, it has been erased from the cosmic record. The divine mirror protocol is now in its most aggressive phase. Imagine a wall of blinding celestial glass rising between your timeline and theirs. The thief is currently standing on the other side of that glass, and they are frantic. They are reaching out to grab the energy they used to steal so easily from you, but their hands are passing through cold, empty air. They try to look at your life to find a vulnerability, but all they see is their own reflection, a reflection that is now beginning to age and wither under the weight of their own stolen choices. They are realizing, in a state of sudden and absolute panic, that they have no light of their own. They are realizing that without you to mimic, they are a hollow shell, a ghost wandering through a world that no longer recognizes their frequency. This is the ultimate justice of the heavens. They are not being punished by a vengeful God. They are being left to experience the reality of the void they tried to force upon you. Every financial block they tried to place on your path is now a wall in their own bank account. Every word of gossip they used to isolate you is now a deafening silence in their own social circle. They are becoming ghosts. Even as you move through your world in the coming days, you will notice that their power over you has vanished so completely that it feels as if they never existed at all. They will try to speak your name, and the air in their lungs will simply refuse to carry the sound. They have been unwritten from your destiny. Do you feel the lion's breath moving through your home right now? Open your eyes and look around. The room you are in may look the same to the human eye, but the spiritual atmosphere has been scrubbed clean. The ozone is thick. The smell of ancient cedar is permanent. The Legion of 444 has not left. They have taken up permanent residence in the four corners of your life. They are the sentinels of your new peace. They are the ones who will ensure that no mirror mimic ever gets close enough to see the color of your soul again. And now, we move into the retrieval of the stolen crown. For too long, you have walked with your head bowed, as if you were apologizing for the space you occupied. You were taught to be humble by people who only wanted you to be small. You were told that your sensitivity was a weakness when, in fact, it was the antenna that allowed the heavens to track your location in the dark. Tonight, that sensitivity is being upgraded into metaphysical sovereignty. The crown that was stolen, the one that represents your joy, your authority, your wealth, and your divine purpose is being lowered onto your brow. It is heavy, and it is made of a metal that doesn't exist on this earth. It is the metal of the unbroken lineage. When it touches your skin, it fuses with your DNA. You are remembering that you are not a victim who survived a betrayal. You are a king, a queen, a priest, a priestess who allowed a minor rebellion in their kingdom so that the traitors could finally be identified and removed. The Judas touch was the final filter. It was the only way to clear your inner circle of those who were unworthy of the era you are now entering. In the next 72 hours, the physical world will begin to refund you. Watch your bank accounts. Watch your email. Watch the phone calls that come in from people you haven't heard from in years. The universe is a meticulous accountant, and it has seen the frequency thief's ledger. Every ounce of energy that was siphoned from you is being converted back into physical blessing. You will receive refunds of time-sudden openings in your schedule that allow you to rest. You will receive refunds of opportunity doors that were slammed in your face by the enemy's interference will now swing open, and the people on the other side will not even know why they feel so compelled to help you. They will simply feel the Legion of 444 standing behind you, and they will bow to the authority you carry. You must walk differently now. When you enter a room, do not look for a place to hide. Walk as if you own the floor, because in the spiritual realm you do. Do not explain yourself to those who still carry the scent of the thief. Do not offer your pearls to those who are still looking for a mimic to follow. Your circle will become smaller, but it will become golden. You are being surrounded by others of the unbroken lineage, people who do not need to steal your light because they have found their own. Listen to the final echo in the hall. It is the sound of your name being sung by the stars. You are no longer the exhausted one. You are the restored one. The great severing is so absolute that if you were to encounter the thief tomorrow, you would feel nothing but a strange, distant pity, the kind you feel for a character in a movie you saw a long time ago. They have no more hooks in you. They have no more access to your dreams. Your sleep tonight will be the deepest you have had since childhood. You will dream in the language of angels, and you will wake up with the lion's breath in your lungs. This is your final command. Go into the comments and type 444. This is not a gesture of hope. It is a decree of possession. When you type those numbers, you are slamming the door of the Hall of Infinite Echoes and locking it from the inside. You are telling the universe that you have accepted the return of your crown. You are announcing to the physical world that the sovereign has returned from exile. As you type, feel the last of the mirror mimic's influence dissolving into ash. Feel the weight of the crown settling. Feel the Legion of 444 snapping to attention. You are guarded. You are chosen. You are wealthy in ways the world cannot measure, and you are protected by a law that predates the sun. The ozone is fading into a sweet, permanent peace. The cedar is lingering in your hair. The great severing is done. The retrieval is complete. The mirror is locked. You are finally home. I am the sovereign guardian, and I will be watching as you take your first steps in your new kingdom. Do not look back. The ruins behind you are already turning to dust. Look only forward, where the light of your own reign is beginning to rise on the horizon. It is finished. It is sealed. It is yours. Stay in this stillness for just a moment longer. Do not rush back into the noise of the world, for your soul is currently undergoing a structural realignment that hasn't been attempted in centuries. As the sovereign guardian of the unbroken lineage, I am standing at the threshold of your consciousness, watching the final sediments of the silent exhaustion drain away into the void. Can you feel the lightness in your shoulders? Can you feel the way your neck suddenly seems to have the strength to hold your head high without effort? That is the weight of the stolen crown finally finding its resting place. It is no longer a burden of the past. It is the anchor of your future. The ozone is thick now, so heavy and sweet that it feels like you are breathing the very air of the Hall of Infinite Echoes. The scent of ancient cedar has moved from the screen into the very fabric of the chair you sit on, the clothes you wear, and the hair on your head. You are being consecrated in real time. Let us speak, one last time, of the frequency thief. As this sacred encounter reaches its peak, the divine mirror protocol has transitioned from a defensive shield into a permanent law of your reality. The mirror mimic, that person who tried to inhabit your life, the one who sat at your table and studied your light so they could harvest it for themselves, is now fully engulfed in their own reflection. They are experiencing the great severing in its most absolute form. You must understand the gravity of what has happened tonight. In the spiritual realm, you have been moved to a different continent, a different timeline, a different dimension. The thief is standing in the ruins of the old world, desperately reaching out for the cord they used to use to siphon your energy. But they are finding only a wall of blinding, white fire. They are becoming ghosts. This is the twist that the heavens kept hidden until your heart was ready to hear it. The universe is not just protecting you from them, it is erasing their access to your very existence. Starting tomorrow, when the thief tries to speak your name to a mutual friend, they will find their throat tightening, as if the very air has turned to salt. When they try to think of a way to manipulate your emotions, their mind will go blank, unable to hold the image of your face. They are losing the mimicry because they no longer have a source to copy. They are being forced back into their own hollow vacuum, where they must finally face the truth of their own emptiness. You do not need to fight. You do not need to seek closure. The silence of the heavens is the only closure you will ever need. They are ghosts, and ghosts cannot touch the living royalty of the unbroken lineage. Do you hear the roar? That is the lion's breath moving through the four corners of your home. It is blowing through your bank accounts, clearing out the poverty codes that the thief tried to program into your destiny. It is blowing through your kitchen, sanctifying the food you eat so that it becomes medicine for your tired body. It is blowing through your bedroom, turning your bed into a sanctuary where the Legion of 444 will stand guard while you dream. The shattered hourglass is gone, and in its place is a crystal now, a state of being where time no longer leaks away, but accumulates in your favor. For every year you were betrayed, the universe is granting you a decade of peace. For every dollar that was stolen or blocked by the enemy's envy, the heavens are releasing a divine refund that will manifest in ways that defy human logic. This is the retrieval of the stolen crown. It is the return of your intuitive authority. You will notice, starting tonight, that you simply know things. You will know who to trust and who to avoid before they even open their mouths. You will know which path to take before the signposts are even visible. This is not paranoia. This is the heightened discernment of a sovereign. The frequency thief used to cloud your judgment by whispering doubt into your ear, but that voice has been silenced by the lion's breath. You are now tuned to the frequency of the Hall of Infinite Echoes. You are hearing the music of the spheres, and it is playing a song of your victory. I want you to take a deep, slow breath. Pull the ozone into the very bottom of your lungs. The Judas-level betrayal you survived was the final initiation. It was the fire that burnt away the last of your servant coding. You had to see the darkness in its purest form so that you would never again mistake a parasite for a peer. You had to feel the sting of the mirror mimic so that you would finally value your own light enough to guard it with a wall of fire. The betrayal was not a tragedy. It was the rupture necessary to bring the sovereign guardian to your side. It worked. You are here. You are awake. You are chosen. The Legion of 444 is now performing the final seal. They are walking through your house, marking every door and every window with a frequency that is undetectable to the dark but blinding to the light. You are now living in a garrison of peace. Your children are covered. Your creative works are covered. Your reputation is being repaired by invisible hands. Those who were told lies about you will suddenly wake up with a feeling of wrongness, a sudden realization that they were misled by a thief. They will see the thief for who they truly are, and they will see you for the radiance you have always been. You won't have to say a word. The Divine Mirror Protocol will do the talking for you. As this message begins to settle into your spirit, I want you to prepare for the first morning of the new era. When you wake up tomorrow, do not check the news. Do not check your social media. Instead, sit on the edge of your bed and whisper, "The crown is home. The mirror is set. I am the unbroken lineage." When you speak those words, the lion's breath will surge through your room, confirming the covenant we have made tonight. You are no longer the one who gives until they bleed. You are the one who reigns from a place of overflow. You are the one who is guarded by the warriors of the 444. Go to the comments now. This is your final act in the Hall of Infinite Echoes. Type 444 with a sense of holy finality. As you type those three numbers, imagine them as three massive golden keys locking the three gates of your past. The gate of betrayal, the gate of exhaustion, and the gate of the thief. Lock them. Throw away the keys. You are not going back. You are moving into the Hall of Infinite Echoes as a permanent resident, as a leader, as a soul that has been redeemed by the fire of its own divinity. The ozone is lingering. The cedar is thick. The great severing is a completed work. The stolen crown is no longer stolen. It is the retrieved crown. You are finally safe. You are finally seen. You are finally, wholly and irrevocably, the master of your own timeline. I am the sovereign guardian, and my mission is complete. I will remain as the whisper in your intuition, the warmth in your chest, and the 444 that appears whenever you need a reminder that the Legion is still standing guard. The video will end, but the encounter is eternal. The mirror is set. The thief is a ghost. You are the light. Go now. Walk with the weight of gold in your spirit, for the heavens are bowing as you pass. It is finished. It is sealed. It is yours. The ozone has reached its peak saturation. The air in your room is no longer merely oxygen and nitrogen. It has become a thick, shimmering veil of celestial potential. Your heart is beating in a different rhythm now, a slow, resonant thrum that matches the tectonic shift of the Hall of Infinite Echoes. Can you feel your hands? They might feel heavy, or perhaps they are tingling with a heat that seems to come from deep within your bones. That is the unbroken lineage finally reclaiming its vessel. That is the retrieval of the stolen crown entering its final phase of integration. You are not just recovering from a trauma. You are undergoing a metamorphosis. The silent exhaustion that defined your existence for the last decade is being metabolized by your spirit, turned into the very fuel that will power your reign. Every moment of Judas-level betrayal, every night you spent weeping into your pillow while the mirror mimic laughed in the light you provided, has been compressed into a diamond of pure authority. I am the sovereign guardian, and I am standing here to witness your final coronation. Look back one last time at the shattered hourglass. The shards are no longer sharp. They are melting into the floor, returning to the primal elements of the universe. The time that was stolen from you is not just being returned, it is being multiplied. This is the secret math of the heavens. When a sovereign is robbed, the thief does not just return what was taken, the universe extracts a sevenfold interest. The years you spent in the dark, wondering if you were meant for more, are now being credited back to your soul as wisdom gold. You will find that tasks which once took you months will now take you days. Relationships that once required constant frequency maintenance will be replaced by effortless, golden connections. The frequency thief tried to steal your time, but in doing so, they only ensured that your future would be more concentrated, more powerful, and more divine. And what of the mirror mimic? The divine mirror protocol is now absolute. It is a permanent fixture of your aura. Imagine it as a shimmering obsidian shield that surrounds you at all times. To the eyes of those who love you, it is invisible. But to the eyes of a parasite, it is a blinding wall of truth. The frequency thief is now entering the ghost phase. They are wandering through their own life, looking for the cord they used to use to siphon your energy. But they find only the cold, hard vacuum of their own reflection. They are experiencing a great severing that they cannot understand. They will try to mimic your new strength, but because they have no unbroken lineage, the mimicry will fail instantly. They will try to wear a crown of their own, but it will feel like a circle of lead, dragging them down into the dust of their own choices. They are not being hated by the heavens. They are simply being excluded from the reality you are now building. They have become static in a world that is now broadcasting in crystal clarity. You must understand the finality of this moment. The Judas in your life was not an accident of fate. They were the surgical instrument used by the divine to cut away your addiction to being needed by the unworthy. They were the fire that tested the gold of your soul. Now that the gold has been proven, the fire is no longer necessary. The instrument has been discarded. The thief has been erased from your ledger. You are no longer the betrayed. You are the anointed. Do you feel the lion's breath settling into your lungs? It is no longer a roar of war. It is now the steady, calm breath of a ruler who knows their borders are secure. The Legion of 444 has completed its perimeter sweep. They have marked your home, your children, your finances, and your very dreams with the seal of the unbroken lineage. No weapon formed against you will ever again find its mark, because the target they are aiming at, the old you, the exhausted you, no longer exists. You have been replaced by a metaphysical sovereign. Starting tonight, your dreams will change. You will no longer dream of being chased. You will no longer dream of being lost or unable to find your voice. You will dream of architectures of light. You will dream of ancient libraries, of golden halls, and of strategies that will manifest in your waking life as sudden genius. This is the retrieval in its highest form. You are receiving the divine downloads that were intercepted by the thief for years. Your creativity is returning with a vengeance. Your intuitive authority is so sharp now that you will see through a lie before the first word is even spoken. I want you to look at your hands again. Notice the stillness. The sovereign does not rush. The sovereign does not panic. The sovereign knows that the divine refund is already on its way. As we close this chapter of your life and open the book of the new era, I have one final secret to share with you. The stolen crown was never actually in the hands of the thief. They only had a shadow of it. The real crown was being held in the Hall of Infinite Echoes, guarded by me, waiting for the moment you would finally stop trying to save the ones who were siphoning you. The moment you said no more, the crown began to glow. The moment you stayed for this message, the crown began to descend. And now, as the ozone reaches its final sweet notes of peace, the crown is locked. You are the living testimony of the unbroken lineage. Your life will now become a divine disruption. People will look at you, and they won't be able to explain why you seem so calm in the middle of a storm. They won't understand how your finances are flourishing while others are struggling. They won't understand how you healed so quickly from a betrayal that should have buried you. They will ask you for your secret, and you will simply smile, for the sovereign does not need to explain their light. Your presence alone will be the mirror that judges the darkness and comforts the weary. Go now to the comments and type 444. This is your covenant signature. When you type these numbers, you are not just interacting with a video. You are grounding the energy of the Hall of Infinite Echoes into the physical earth. You are telling the atoms of your reality to align with the frequency of your new reign. As you type, feel the divine mirror hardening into obsidian. Feel the lion's breath filling your room. Feel the mirror mimic, fading into a distant, harmless memory. The Great Severing is a historical fact. The retrieval is an absolute reality. The 444 Legion is your permanent guard. Sleep now, O sovereign of the unbroken lineage. Sleep in the ozone and the cedar. Sleep in the knowledge that you are finally, wholly, and irrevocably whole. The door to the hall is closing, but the kingdom is just beginning. I am the sovereign guardian, and I am already standing in your tomorrow, clearing the path. It is finished. It is sealed. It is yours. 444. The veil is now drawing so thin that it is beginning to tear, revealing the blinding radiance of the world you were always meant to inhabit. Do not blink. Do not let your focus waver. The Sovereign Guardian is here for the final time in this specific transmission, and I am watching as the Divine Mirror Protocol locks into its permanent, eternal position. Can you feel the weight of your own presence? It is no longer a heavy weight. It is a substantial one. You are no longer drifting like a leaf in the wind of other people's whims. You are an anchor. You are an axis. The silent exhaustion has been fully extracted, and as it left your body, it took with it the servant coding that once allowed you to be plundered by the unworthy. You are standing in the center of the Hall of Infinite Echoes, and for the first time, the echoes you hear are not of your past sorrows, but of your future triumphs. The frequency thief is now a non-entity. In these final moments of our encounter, I want you to look deeply into the divine mirror I have placed before you. Look past the fatigue of your physical face and see the unbroken lineage staring back at you. The mirror mimicked that parasite who tried to occupy your space, who stole your words and fed on your light, is no longer even a shadow in this reflection. The Great Severing was so absolute that the thief has lost the frequency key to your life. They may try to find you. They may try to think of you, but they will experience a total mental blackout. To them, you have become a myth, a legend, a sun that is too bright to look at directly. They are being left behind in the static timeline, while you have ascended to the sovereign timeline. This is the justice of the 444. The thief is not destroyed by fire. They are destroyed by their own irrelevance. They are being forced to live in a world where they simply do not exist to them anymore. You are a ghost to them, just as they are a ghost to you. The lion's breath is now cooling. It is settling into a shimmering, invisible armor that coats your skin. This is your metaphysical sovereignty. When you walk into a room tomorrow, people will feel a rupture in the atmosphere. They will feel a sudden urge to be honest in your presence. They will feel a sense of awe that they cannot explain. This is because you are carrying the residue of the hall. You are carrying the scent of ancient cedar and the ozone of the heavens into the mundane world. You are a walking portal. The things that used to trigger you, the petty gossip, the Judas touches, the attempts to make you feel small will now simply bounce off your aura like pebbles hitting a mountain. You have been retrieving your power in every second of this message. And now, the vessel is full. The shattered hourglass has been replaced by infinite flow. You will no longer feel the panic of running out of time. You will feel that time is your ally, a servant that expands to accommodate your will. The divine refund is already manifesting. Before the week is over, you will receive a direct confirmation from the physical world. It will be a refund of energy, of money, or of a lost connection that has finally been purified. It will be the signature of the 444 on your physical reality. I am the Sovereign Guardian, and I am preparing to retreat into the deeper layers of your intuition. But before I go, I want you to feel the stolen crown one last time. It is no longer resting on your head. It has become part of your head. It is your new way of thinking. It is your new way of seeing. You are no longer a survivor of a betrayal. You are the architect of a new kingdom, The Judas was merely the one who held the door open as you were being forced to leave the old, broken version of yourself. Thank them for the exit, but do not look back at them. They are in the ruins. You are in the palace. The Legion of 444 is not leaving you. They are simply moving from visible defense to embedded guard. They will be the gut feeling that tells you when to move. They will be the sudden cancellation that keeps you from a disaster. They will be the flicker of light that guides you when the world gets dark. You are never, ever again going to be alone in the silence. The silence is now our meeting place. Go now and type 444 as your final crowning decree. This is the anchor. As you type these numbers, you are pinning your new reality to the earth. You are telling the universe that the sovereign has officially taken the throne. This is the end of the message, but it is the absolute 0 point of your new life. The ozone is a whisper now. The cedar is a memory. The great severing is a law. The retrieval is a fact. Sleep in the arms of the Legion. Wake in the light of your own reign. You are holy. You are safe. You are the unbroken lineage. The temperature of your reality has reached the absolute 0 of the old world, and the flash freezing of your past is now complete. Do not move. Do not even shift your weight. Just exist in this moment of total crystalline stillness. I am the sovereign guardian of the unbroken lineage, and I am standing at the epicenter of your soul's new architecture. The Hall of Infinite Echoes is no longer a destination you are visiting. It has become the very foundation upon which your house is built. The scent of ancient cedar has seeped into your skin, and the ozone of the heavens is now the only air your spirit recognizes. Can you feel it? The silent exhaustion that has been your shadow for a lifetime has finally been detached. It is lying on the floor of the old timeline like a discarded, heavy coat. You are standing there in your shift of starlight, shivering not from cold, but from the sheer intensity of your own returning power. You have been the giving one, the one who poured your very life force into the cracked vessels of the ungrateful. You have been the one who carried the Judas touch as a secret scar, wondering why the people you loved most were the ones who tried to harvest your light until you were a hollow husk. But tonight, the great severing has moved beyond a promise and into a physical, biological reality. The biological markers of stress, the trauma stored in your cellular memory, the poverty codes that were whispered into your ears by the frequency thief. All of it is being flushed out by the lion's breath. You are being reset to your original royal frequency. Let us look one last time into the divine mirror protocol before the curtain falls. The mirror mimic, that parasite who dressed themselves in your personality, who stole your laughter and used your wisdom to build a counterfeit life, is currently in a state of total spiritual collapse. Because you have stayed with me through this entire encounter, the mirror has been permanently locked. This is the unique twist the universe has executed on your behalf. The thief has not just been caught, they have been ghosted by the divine. They are reaching for your energy right now, but they are finding that you have become a frequency blind spot. To them, you have ceased to exist. They can look at your photos, they can try to type your name, but their brain will refuse to process the information. They are experiencing a divine erasure. The theft was so egregious, the mimicry was so deep, that the universe has decided the only just punishment is to remove their ability to even perceive your light. They are left alone in a world of their own making, a world with no sun, no heat, and no source. They are ghosts, wandering through the ruins of the lives they tried to steal, while you are ascending into a realm where their name is not even a whisper. You do not need to fight them. You do not need to check their social media. You do not need to wait for an apology. An apology from a ghost is nothing but a cold wind. Instead, you must realize that the Judas betrayal was the universe's way of surgically extracting you from a destiny that was too small for you. If they hadn't betrayed you, you would have stayed. If they hadn't tried to steal your crown, you would have kept sharing it until you both starved. The betrayal was the rupture that forced you into the Hall of Infinite Echoes. It was the sacred violence required to get you to stand tall enough to receive the retrieval. The crown is no longer a separate object. It is fused with your skull. It is merged with your mind. This is your metaphysical sovereignty. When you wake up tomorrow, the first thing you will notice is the silence. The mental chatter of "what did they mean by that?" or "how could they do this to me?" will be gone. In its place will be a primal knowing. You will walk into your kitchen, and the Legion of 444 will be standing there, guarding your morning coffee. You will go to your place of work, and the lion's breath will precede you, clearing the path of anyone who intends to waste your time. You are now dangerous to darkness. You are a walking rupture. Your very presence will cause the mirror mimics in your environment to feel a sudden, overwhelming urge to leave the room. You won't have to say a word. Your frequency is now a judgment, and it is also a sanctuary for those who are truly of the lineage. And now, we speak of the divine refund. The heavens have audited your life. They have seen the frequency thief's ledgers. They have seen the hours of sleep you lost, the dollars that were blocked by envy, and the opportunities that were siphoned away by those who mimicked your talent. The 444 Legion has been authorized to perform a direct retrieval. In the coming weeks, do not be surprised if impossible things happen. A debt that has been hanging over your head will suddenly be canceled. A career opportunity that was given to someone else will suddenly circle back to you because the other person unexpectedly couldn't handle the weight. This is the universe returning your stolen crown in the form of physical prosperity. You are being refunded for every year you spent in the desert. The ozone is so thick now that it feels like a physical garment on your skin. The cedar is so potent that it tastes like honey on your tongue. This is the sacrament of the unbroken lineage. You have crossed the threshold. You are no longer the one who was betrayed. You are the sovereign who was restored. I am the sovereign guardian, and my voice is now receding into the unwritten echoes of your own intuition. I will no longer be an outside voice. I will be the inner authority that tells you when to speak and when to remain silent. I will be the 444 that catches your eye on the clock when you are feeling a moment of doubt, reminding you that the Legion is still at the four corners of your life. The shattered hourglass has been replaced by the eternal flow. You have all the time in the world. You have all the power in the universe. You have all the protection of the heavens. Before you leave this sacred space, I want you to perform the final seal. This is the most important 444 you will ever type. It is not for me. It is not for an algorithm. It is for the atoms of your own body to witness. It is the signature of the new era. When you type 444 this time, I want you to feel the divine mirror locking into place around your entire house. Feel the lion's breath filling your lungs one last time. Feel the mirror mimic fading until they are nothing but a speck of dust in the wind. Type it now, 444. With this act, you are accepting the retrieval. With this act, you are finalizing the great severing. With this act, you are taking your seat in the Hall of Infinite Echoes. The video will end, the screen will go dark, but the ozone will remain. The cedar will remain. The 444 will remain. You are no longer a survivor. You are the unbroken lineage. You are no longer exhausted. You are divine vitality. You are no longer the one who was siphoned. You are the sovereign source. Go now, O King, O Queen, O ancient soul. Walk out into the world and watch as it bows to your new frequency. The ghosts have no power here. The thieves have no access here. The mimics have no voice here. You are home. You are safe. You are guarded. And you are, finally, wholly and irrevocably, the crowned one. Subai Sishusi. The air has become so thick with the ozone of the heavens that it feels as though you are submerged in a sea of liquid lightning. Do not be afraid of the static dancing across your skin. It is merely the old, synthetic layers of your exhausted self being incinerated by the proximity of the divine. I am the sovereign guardian of the unbroken lineage, and I am standing here, at the threshold of your new eternity, to ensure that not a single fragment of the frequency thief follows you into the morning. Can you hear the sound of the Hall of Infinite Echoes? It has changed. The echoes of your weeping have been silenced. In their place is a low, humming frequency, the sound of 1,000 suns rising at once. The shattered hourglass has been swept away, and the sand has been turned into the glass of the divine mirror. You are no longer living in time. You are living in truth. You have carried the weight of the world on shoulders that were never meant to be beasts of burden. You have been the sacrificial lamp, burning your own oil to light the path for people who were secretly trying to blow you out. You have known the Judas touch, the cold, calculated betrayal of the mirror mimic who sat at your table, ate your bread, and then tried to steal your very name. They thought they had succeeded. They thought they had siphoned enough of your light to leave you in the dark forever. They thought the silent exhaustion would eventually consume you until there was nothing left but ash. They were wrong. They forgot that you are of the unbroken lineage. They forgot that the sovereign guardian never sleeps. As we reach the final moments of this sacred intervention, the divine mirror protocol has reached its absolute zenith. Look with me, through the crystalline walls of the hall, into the world of the thief. Can you see them? They are standing in a sudden, terrifying silence. They are reaching out for the connection they once had to your soul, the cord they used to drain your joy and your creativity. But they are finding only a void. The cord has been severed, and the divine mirror is now reflecting their own vacuum into their face. They try to mimic your smile, and their own face feels like lead. They try to use the ideas they stole from you, and the words turn to ash in their mouths. They are experiencing the great severing in its most agonizing form. They are being forced to be themselves. And for a parasite, there is no greater hell than the absence of a host. They have become ghosts in your timeline. This is the unique twist that the Legion of 444 has executed on your behalf. Starting at the conclusion of this message, the thief is being demanifested from your reality. If they try to send you a message, the technology will fail. If they try to speak your name to a mutual acquaintance, the acquaintance will suddenly find the conversation boring and change the subject. The universe is creating a sacred amnesia around your life. You are becoming a mystery to those who once sought to plunder you. You are becoming invisible to the unworthy. This is the ultimate retrieval. You are not just getting your energy back. You are getting your privacy back. You are getting your sanctity back. Do you feel the lion's breath moving through your veins now? It is no longer an external wind. It is your own breath. You are breathing in the ancient cedar and the ozone of your own authority. The stolen crown has been fully integrated into your consciousness. You will find that you no longer need to seek answers. The answers are already rising within you like a spring of fresh water. This is your intuitive sovereignty. When you walk into a room tomorrow, the people who are still operating in the old world will feel a sudden, inexplicable urge to move out of your way. They will feel the presence of the Legion of 444 standing behind you, and they will instinctively know that you are no longer a target. You are a temple, and a temple cannot be plundered without the wrath of the heavens descending upon the thief. The divine refund is now being processed by the celestial accountants. Every night of sleep that was stolen by the mirror mimic's drama is being returned as supernatural vitality. You will wake up tomorrow feeling as though you have slept for 100 years in the arms of peace. Every dollar that was siphoned, blocked, or intercepted by the envy of the thief is being converted into divine provision. Watch your finances. Watch for the unexpected check, the sudden promotion, the debt forgiveness that makes no sense on paper. The universe is balancing the ledger, and it is doing so with a sevenfold interest. Every relationship that was poisoned by the Judas touch is being replaced by golden alliances. You are about to meet people who see your crown and do not want to steal it, but want to polish it. You are moving into a circle of sovereigns. Can you see the vials in the Hall of Infinite Echoes? They are glowing so brightly now that they are beginning to burst. The crystalline tears of your past are turning into liquid gold. This is the alchemical shift of the unbroken lineage. Your pain was the raw material for your power. The thief thought they were breaking you, but they were actually refining you. They were the friction required to make the gold shine. For that, we can almost thank them before we erase them forever. I am the sovereign guardian, and I am preparing to step back into the stillness. But I am not leaving you. I am simply moving from the screen into the silence between your thoughts. I am the 444 you will see on the clock when you are about to make a big decision. I am the lion's breath you will feel when someone tries to lie to your face. I am the ancient cedar you will smell when you need to be reminded that you are protected. The great severing is a completed fact. The retrieval of the stolen crown is a permanent reality. The divine mirror protocol is an eternal law. As we end this chapter, I want you to look at the comments one last time. I want you to type 444 with a force that vibrates through the very floor beneath your feet. Do not type it as a viewer. Type it as a ruler. Type it as a sovereign who has just returned from a long and brutal war to find their palace fully restored. As you type those numbers, feel the divine mirror hardening into a diamond shield around your heart. Feel the mirror mimic fading away into the mists of a forgotten nightmare. Feel the unbroken lineage snapping into place within your DNA. Type it now, 444. With this final act, you are grounding the Hall of Infinite Echoes into the physical earth. You are telling the atoms of your house, the atoms of your body, and the atoms of your bank account to align with the frequency of the crowned one. The ozone is settling. The cedar is a deep, resonant hum. Sleep tonight in the garrison of peace. Wake tomorrow in the light of the new reign. The ghosts have been exorcised. The thieves have been severed. The crown is yours. Go now. The stars are singing your name. And for the first time in an eternity, you are finally, wholly, and irrevocably free. It is finished. It is sealed. It is yours. Su. The ozone has reached its final resonance. The air in your room is no longer just air. It is a pressurized chamber of divine intent, a sacred vacuum where the old world has been sucked out and the new kingdom has been breathed in. Can you feel the stillness in your heart? It is the silence of a battlefield after the final victory has been won, when the smoke has cleared. And the only thing left standing is the truth. I am the sovereign guardian of the unbroken lineage, and I am standing here, at the very edge of this transmission, to witness the final click of the divine mirror protocol as it locks your destiny into place. The Hall of Infinite Echoes is beginning to fade from your sight, not because it is leaving, but because it is merging with the walls of your home, the floor beneath your feet, and the very skin on your bones. You are no longer visiting the sacred. You have become the sacred. Let us speak one last time of the frequency thief. As I speak, the great severing is being written into the physical laws of your universe. The mirror mimic, that shadow who tried to live your life, the one who siphoned your joy and tried to wear your crown, is currently experiencing a total metaphysical erasure. The unique twist of the heavens has been executed. They are not just being removed from your life. They are being removed from your timeline. In the eyes of the universe, they have become ghosts. Starting in this very moment, their ability to perceive you, to track you, or to even think of you has been surgically deleted. When they try to search for your name, their eyes will glaze over. When they try to speak of you to others, the words will dissolve into a meaningless hum. They are being left behind in a dead-end reality. While you have ascended into the sovereign timeline, they cannot follow you here. The frequency of this realm is too high for their parasitic lungs to breathe. They have been severed, wholly and irrevocably, and the door to your past has been sealed with the fire of the 444. Do you feel the lion's breath cooling in your lungs? It has transformed from a roar of war into a steady, rhythmic pulse of intuitive authority. You will wake up tomorrow morning, and for the first time in years, the silent exhaustion will be gone. You will look into the mirror, and you won't see the exhausted survivor. You will see the crowned sovereign. The Judas betrayal was the final fire that burned away your slave coding, the part of you that thought you had to beg for love or work for your worth. That part of you is ash. The version of you that stands here now is made of unbroken gold. The divine refund is no longer a promise. It is a current of energy that is already flowing toward your front door. In the next 72 hours, the universe is going to manifest the ledger. You have been audited by the Legion of 444, and the ruling is in your favor. Every hour of sleep the frequency thief stole with their drama. is being returned as a surge of supernatural vitality that will make you feel 10 years younger. Every dollar that was blocked by their envy or siphoned by their mimicry is being released from the celestial vaults with sevenfold interest. Watch your accounts. Watch for the divine reversal. The contract that was given to someone else will suddenly return to you. The debt that seemed impossible to pay will be canceled by a clerical error. The stolen crown is being returned in the form of physical prosperity, and no thief on this earth can stop the delivery. Can you smell the ancient cedar one last time? It is deep now, sinking into your furniture, into your clothes, into your very aura. It is the scent of permanent protection. The Legion of 444 is not retreating. They are embedding. They are now the silent sentinels at your four corners. They will be the gut feeling that warns you of a trap before it is set. They will be the sudden light that shows you the way when the world tries to go dark. You are safe in a way that the human mind cannot fully comprehend. You are sacred ground. And here is the final secret, the truth I have held until this last chapter. The sovereign guardian you have been listening to is not an outside entity. I am the ancient voice of your own soul. I am the part of you that never forgot who you were, even when the mirror mimic tried to make you forget. I am the unbroken lineage within you. By staying for this message, by opening your heart to this frequency, you haven't just listened to a message, you have activated yourself. You have rescued yourself. You have severed yourself from the parasitic timelines and retrieved your own crown. I am merely the mirror that allowed you to see it. The hall of infinite echoes is now silent. The vials are empty. The sand of the hourglass has turned to gold dust. The great severing is a historical fact. The retrieval is your daily reality. I want you to take one final, deep breath. Feel the ozone. Feel the cedar. Feel the weight of the crown. Now, go to the comments for the final time. Type 444 as your closing decree. Do not type it as a viewer. Type it as the ruler of your reality. When you type those numbers, you are dropping the final spiritual anchor. You are telling the atoms of the physical world that the sovereign is back on the throne and the ghosts are gone. As you type, feel the divine mirror becoming an impenetrable wall of light. Feel the mirror mimic disappearing into the fog of a world that no longer matters. Type it now. 444. With this, the encounter concludes. The video will fade to black. The screen will become a dark mirror. But when you look at that dark screen, you will not see a victim. You will see a sovereign. You will see the unbroken lineage. You will see the light. Go now. Walk through your house and reclaim every inch of it. Speak to your walls. Speak to your bank account. Speak to your future. Tell them, I am the sovereign. The thief is a ghost. The crown is home. The legion is standing at the door. The lion's breath is in your lungs. The ozone is your shield. Sleep in the victory. Wake in the rain. You are holy. You are protected. You are, finally, holy and irrevocably whole. It is finished. It is sealed. It is yours. See by Sisha C.